So Mark thought I went all pensive on him. All right. Don't know what happened, but we had a glitch, and hopefully I can salvage the first part of all of this. God. So anyways, back to our previously scheduled presentation. Like I mentioned earlier, I've been having computer problems. That kind of punctuated that. All right, where were we? Oh, we were, I think, kind of towards the end, I'm hoping. Don't watch the screen. Hang on, I'll let you know. Okay, so then the other thing is it's really worthwhile to go in, and we've got the wine pricing calculator on WineBizSim, and there is a tab specifically for doing pricing for an export wine, and so basically, take an FOB, plug it in, and then do a US workup of the pricing, and then do China. And what you get to do is put that 68% into the taxes and duties, all right? And just see what happens. And then when you get to the final, the retail pricing, it'll give you a side-by-side comparison and a clear demonstration of why it's so hard to sell U.S. wines in China right now, because we're at a severe disadvantage. Turning things another direction, as the global leveling off of consumption and demand starts to continue, the pressure on U.S. wines is going to become from Australia, from New Zealand, South America, France, and Italy, because if their other export markets decline, it's much more likely for their governments to intervene and offer subsidies and various benefits that can be very significant. And the place to look is for that is when you're in the stores, try then with the wine pricing calculator, see if you can work backwards. Put in a $10 FOB per case, and then see if you can find the taxes and duties for a French wine to come into the US. And very frequently you can actually find where there's zero FOB cost of the wine. Basically, if you took $24 a case, added the taxes and duties, add the freight, insurance, and those kind of things, add the markup, you basically can't ship air that cheaply into the United States. And then also be aware, and especially MW students and whatever, taxes for fortified wines, taxes for sparkling wines, and for a lot of the specialty wines can be significantly different than for table wines, all right? So that's an important consideration as well. So it'll give you an appreciation of what's going on. It's also important to note that not only are the subsidies and marketing dollars available from France to the US, but they're also available sometimes from the US to other markets. So you can apply for USDA grants and marketing dollars to help offset the cost of doing business in some export markets. So those are things that could be, if you're in California, you can look, go to the California Wine Institute site and they've got an entire marketing program and dollars available to help wineries export their products and be more competitive in different markets. So this isn't just a one-way kind of a thing that the French wines have this available and nothing's available to the U.S. wines. So it goes both ways. So long and short of it is just paying attention to the world. Very often wine businesses feel insulated, and they're not looking at what's going on with pot or with what's going on in China or technology deals and how that could affect taxation and whatever of wine products. I hear all the time, well, I don't sell my wines in China. What do I have to worry about? I don't care what price point you are at. There are competitive products, whether it's Moscato, whether it's Opus One, whether it's this red blend of Grenache, Mourvedre, Syrah, or whatever. There are competitive wines, and don't forget that a strong U.S. dollar actually makes imported wines cheaper, just like that. So how the economy's doing and how these all come together are very worthwhile paying very close attention to and understanding the global dynamics, okay? And as always, it begins and ends with the market. What kind of products? How do you create the connection? And especially, I've got a new program, just getting my book for China translated. I just actually received notice last week. My book is translated, and we're getting ready to go to development. But to create a connection, I'm not using wine terms. I'm not trying to tell people things smell like raspberries when they don't have raspberries in China. We're creating a connection with tea. And if you like sweet bubble tea, or if you like your tea with milk and sugar, and here's a real challenge. I kept asking, for years I've been asking, well, how, when Chinese drink their tea sweet, how do they drink it? Oh, we never put sugar, never, ever. I mean, I was told literally for 20 years, never. And then I started getting out into some of the regions. There's a very famous wine called Eight Treasures tea. And one of the ingredients is rock sugar, and it's sweet as hell. And it's got all sorts of fruits and tea in it and stuff, dried fruits. Bubble tea, which is from Taiwan, is basically tapioca put into a very sweet tea mixer, and you drink it through the straw, and it shoots little tapioca bubbles into your mouth. And I've even got a Chinese partner, and she said, well, no, we never put anything in the tea except for the people who drink it with milk and sugar. And I said, well, how common is that? Oh, it's very common. So creating that connection and awareness of products, the wine industry, going back to the insular nature of the wine industry, we think we've got to teach the Chinese and have them adapt to our culture to become wine consumers. And I'm vehemently opposed with that. The big opportunity is for the wine industry to adapt to their culture. And this is how to create engagement. Oh, would you like to try a wine? What kind of tea do you like? Do you like delicate green tea? Do you take milk and sugar? Do you like Eight Treasures tea? Do you like Lonyan fruit, which smells like it's actually got the same ester as Moscato has in it, and those kind of things. So creating that awareness and then making it part of their culture. One of the other things that everybody's very familiar with, oh, Chinese cuisine and wine. It's a big, it's actually no problem. If you find the wine the Chinese love and they get to drink it with their meal, this whole wine and food thing is just so out of control. And it turns out that you've been to a Chinese restaurant, Mark, and they bring all the dishes out on the Lazy Susan and they load up the plates and everything else. Well, that's actually French service. That's how the definition of French service, which is not practiced anymore, is actually in France. All the dishes, including dessert, would come out to the table at once. And serving an individual plate is service a la Russe. It's Russian service. That's not French service. So how food is served in France today is taken from a Russian tradition, not from French tradition. So what's the problem? And how easy is it to say, let's find the wine you're going to love. Let's create that connection. Here's where you can buy it. Let me help you explore wines to find the wine you'll love, and then become a customer and create that loyalty and that retention and so forth. And so that's what we're not doing in China right now. Okay. So anyways, that's going to wrap us up and right on the hour. Just a few words of thanks to everybody for taking the course. Again, for anybody, whatever stage you're in over the next couple weeks, it'd be a great time to set up a call. And any questions, anything come up, Mark?
Nope, I've got no questions, but I did send you an email about giving me your schedule so that we can sit down and chat over the next couple of weeks, whenever. It's fine. That'll
be perfect. I'll be delighted to, and looking forward to. I've got several calls set up this week, so we'll get that done. And I wish everybody a really great holiday season, and keep in touch. Love to know how things are going over time. Love to keep in touch for a long time.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Okay, great, Mark. Thanks, my friend. All the best to everybody.
Take care.